Hello everyone and welcome to my new video today. In today's video we will build a React Native application. We will use basic components, images, buttons, text input, and we will also learn about useState hook. So cannot wait to start building this app with you. And welcome to our new video today. In today's video we'll cover a more advanced React Native component. We will look at images, different type of text with the styling. We will look at state, updating the state of some variables, and using also text field as well. And we will run the app in Android and iOS virtual device, as well as we will run this app using Expo Go on our physical device. So let's get started. We need Visual Studio Code. Go to the embedded terminal and start. If you don't have those if you don't know or you did not set up your environment yet, watch my previous video for the step-by-step environmental setup for a React Native project. And here I need the command npx create Expo app, and I need the template, and this should give me the list of templates. I will go with a blank project, give it a name. Let's say here project 2, and for this project 2 it will install all needed dependency after running npm install, and this will take a couple of seconds before the app is ready. When the app is ready, I will open the folders from my file menu. Here we go, almost there, and there is here the project is ready right now. I will navigate into the project using cd project 2, and I will open the folder as well. Here is my project 2, and node module is here, and all good. Perfect. So we will stick today with app.js only, so we are not going to create any extra new components outside of this file, and we will update and work within this file for today. Also, the structure of this project explained in my earlier video. Please, if you don't watch it, go ahead and watch it later on. Now this is our first component, or the main component, root component of this application. If I run this app, I should see this text in my emulator and simulator. So come back to my terminal. Right now I am inside my project, so I'm good to run the command npx run iOS, npm run iOS. I will hit yes here, and because my Xcode, my simulator is error module, I got here some error. Let me double check. This is here my simulator where I ran the project earlier. I will try one more time. I got here this error, couldn't find this module, as you could see. So I will debug this code with you all the way. I run the command npm. The command that I ran earlier was npm run iOS. So I will try another one. So I will open a new terminal for that, and I will go with npx expo start expo. npx start expo or npx expo start, sorry. And now this is going to give me the list of options with the QR code. If I hit I, this should open the simulator, A open the emulator, Android emulator, and W for web. I showed you earlier in my previous video how this is run all one by one. For now I will hit I, and I will click yes. So it's right now installing Expo Go on iPhone 15. This is the simulator that I have, and the app runs in my simulator. Here we go. This is my basic app. And we could also try the web. version of things. So if I show you here letter W, I should be able to open the browser after running this command. So the command here showed that there is missing dependencies. So I will open a new terminal, run this command in a new terminal, and after that I will come back to run the command npx expo start. This command npx expo start will give me again the QR code and the options, all other options. There we go. Open it in a new port, and as you can see right now, open web is not highlighted, so I can click W here, and the browser right now open my application. So right now I have this iOS simulator and the browser only. Later on I will see what's wrong with my Android emulator. And for now, let's go ahead to look at the code. This return object, that's my function return, is what we call the JSX object. This JSX object represents HTML tags. So in this object, I should return tags, opening and closing tags. And basically, I have right now one text and a status bar only. I will remove the status bar, and I will remove it also from the import, as you can see guys in here. Okay, and for the other object that I have it in here, which is a style, this is represent CSS Design for those views that I have, or tags that I have them in JSX object. So here I have JSX object, which represent my HTML tags. All right. First of all, we will start by designing or giving extra style or nicer style to those text. Ended up with headers or maybe bigger font size. And in order to do that, we will add a new style to this style sheet object. And I can do that by adding one more element in this style. And for example, I will say here, this is header text style, and for this header text style I have here to design, or have option to design the header text. For this header text I will go with font size to be 28, and I will also select font weight. I can go with bold, and that means I will see a bigger bold text, and I can, don't forget to add commas after each one of them. And I will also add margin bottom a little bit of, let's say 20, so I can have some space below this text. And I will select another color as well, and for this color I will go with, you have to pass here a hexadecimal value. I select a hexadecimal value. I can Google here the values, let's say 2A, and while you are typing, Visual Studio Code also give you the color as a background of this value, which is nice, so you understand or you have an idea about what exactly this color is. So I created here this style, but I have to implement it to my text. So I have to come back to my tag where I need the style to apply or to be implemented, and I should say, let's say here style equal one value from my styles.header style, right? So this is how can I implement the design, the new design that I have it into a specific tag I added like this. Okay, so now I will here change a little bit of this text, and I will say, let's say here hello React Native. Okay, if I save this, I should see the update right away. So I will from now on give myself this space for the emulator, so while I'm typing we could see the update right away. And this is a bold header, as you can see, with the size 28, and also the color is black. After this style I can keep I can right now, if I don't need this to be as a hard-coded value within the tag, I can use it as a variable, which is very common in React Native. So I can create here a variable, let's say constant variable called welcome message. And for this welcome message, I will create a very normal string. And this string, I will here use hello React Native. And I will make it this my string. And now, because this is a string right now, I can use it in this tag, but in order to use it, I need to open and close those curly brackets, and I could pass here my welcome message. And if I save, I should keep seeing, I could see the exact same earlier. If I refresh here, I should see hello React Native. All right. Or let's start adding images. So if I need to add an image below this text, I will add an image below this text tag, right? So I will add here an image. And for this image, I have also a closing tag, or I could make it as a self-closing like this. Don't forget to remove that. And I should provide here, if there is any style I needed, I will add it in here, or I should add the source. So where exactly the source, from where this image get its source, that means the source of that image, and I will download an image right now for that purpose. In order to download this image, I will pass it in here. I will use require function. So require function is a function from React where I could pass here a parameter. This parameter will be a path for my image. I will go ahead with the second overload, which is the path of my image. So where I could save this path, where the image located, this is going to, right now I got this error. Don't worry about that, because this is, I have no path yet. That's why my emulator were not able to detect that image. Assets folder is where we could add all those images that we will use them in our application. So I will head to a website called the free image, and for this free images I will download one of those photos. Let's say this photo. I will go ahead, download this photo. I will call it here image 1, and I will save it in my download folder. When I open this download folder, I already have it earlier, so I will use it image.jpg. I need to change the extension, so I can do that here as well. Okay, so image1.jpg, and I will use that one. Step number two, I have to drag and drop that image to my asset folder, right? So this image, I will drag and drop it, and be extra careful to keep it inside assets folder, not outside. So if you close this assets folder, the image is not here. That's beautiful. Now my second step is to provide the path of this image to this require function, and I will keep this simulator in here while adding the path. And the path here, if I just start adding dot to give myself access to the folder, I could see here node module, assets, Expo, and all the folders and files in my project. I need this from Expo, and I will add one more slash, and this is here the image. And as you can see, I could see the image to the left side as well. I will hit save, and I got here another error, say property image does not exist, and that's clear because I don't import it from React Native library. So I should add here image, save one more time, and now I got my image in this simulator, and I should have the same thing in here. If I refresh, there we go, I see the image in my browser. That's beautiful. Let's keep going and add one more component. We could right now start adding, let's say, text input. If I need to add a text input where the user can enter some values, text input, and I will close it. And next I will also remember to add it in here in my import statement, so I don't forget about it later on. This has been declared, so they said it's already declared. I don't need it one more time. So this is well, I will add it right now, and I will add here some style for this text input, starting with placeholder. So placeholder is the value that appear in the text before the user type anything. So I will say here enter, let's say enter your email. Enter your email is the placeholder that we got, and I need some styling for my text input. I will do it after that, and I could here specify what keyboard I want for this text input. So I can here select keyboard type, and this keyboard type, because I am asking for an email, so I need email address keyboard type. Okay, so email address keyboard type, I will go with double code for this email address keyboard type. And let's do some styling before save and see the result. Let's add here the style down there. So I need here one more style object in my styles in here, so I will go ahead and give it a name here, text input. And for this text input, we will go ahead with, let's say, some width. And here in this width, I can specify a hard-coded values or a percentage. So I can say 100%. That means it's cover the available width in the screen that I use it for this application. So if this is a small phone or a big browser, it will cover the available width. And I will also add one more. Let's say here some padding to be 12, and let's say here border color to give it some border. And for the border color, I also need hexadecimal value starting always with hashtag. And let's see here if this is CCC, so this is going to be this gray color. And after that, I will go with the border width to be 1. Okay, and I could keep adding here some extra value. Let's say here border radius, and this border radius I will select 8, and I can also maybe select some font size, and font size, let's give it 18. If I save right now, I will keep getting the same input because I did not implement this style yet to my text. So I will go here with the styles, and my style right now will be equal to, I have to open and close those curly brackets because I am asking for a variable outside this JSX, which is styles.text input. If I save, I get the error, which is view config getter callback input must be a function received. Okay, that's the error, and I will check now. So this is React Native Web. I will implement it from here, which is from text input from React Native. If I save, I got my text input in here, having the width, the full width with the email, let's say here rania@hotmail.com. This is my email, even though I got no keyboard, but this is the keyboard. If there is a keyboard, we will see the keyboard email address keyboard. This is exactly what I need to see. And if I go to the browser and refresh here, I will get the full width text input because this is what I ask in my design, right? So this is exactly what we are looking for based on this design that we have. So far we have a text, image, and text input. Let's move on with adding 2 buttons to update a counter. Now we want to add 2 more buttons below the image, and those buttons update 1 value. which is a counter. So one button to increase the counter, one button to decrease that counter. In order to do that, I need one text for the counter label that display the number, and I need two buttons under that text. So I will start here by one label, one text, and that will be my text in here. That text that I will use it here to display the label, I will here make sure that has a specific style, a little bit bigger style, and I will give it here a name. Let's say here current value or current count. Okay, but this text, because it's going to display that number, I will make sure it has extra style, but later on I will do that later, and I will add here one more text for the number itself. Below that I will add the two buttons. So here I will add the number. Because this number is a variable, I cannot write it in here. I should actually go ahead and create a constant number to display that value. So this constant number, originally I will set it to 0 for now. Okay, so I will make sure that this is here the number that I have it in my variable like this. And in here I will add two more buttons underneath that number. But I will first of all quickly give us a style for those two labels, and those style I will let's say here counter label style as another object in here. I will try here to give it font size and a little bit of different color. So font size I could here copy from here, and because this is a label, a big one, I will stick with the 20, and I will add some margin top to this one. Let's go to 10, and maybe I could add later some colors, but that's fine for now. And for the numbers themselves, I will add one more object for counter value, right? So to display the value of that the numbers themselves, I also need them to be bigger numbers. So font size in here will be the biggest one. Let's say I will go right now with 48 in size. So I just make sure that they are quite big. That's good. So apply those to here. So I will go with the style here to be styles dot that counter label, and for the number I will also make sure that the style is equal to styles dot counter value, right? So if I save here, I should check my output, and this is what I see: counter count, current count, and the number 0 in here. Below this number I will add two buttons, but those two buttons I need them to be beside each other, not on top of each other. So if I add them here right away, let's say here I have one button, and this is the second one in here. Basically I need two buttons, and I should also remember to import those the buttons in here. Very important, because it will later on give me an error. I will import it from React Native. So those buttons, importing those buttons in this way, they will give me them on top of each other. This is the default style that we have, but if I need this to be beside each other, I will wrap them inside a view. So I will add here a view, and I will close this view just below those two buttons. So now this view is a container for those two buttons, right? And for this view I will add a style to make sure that this is they are set beside each other, not on top of each other. And to make sure this is correct, I will create here another style, and this style will be here button group, and this style in here will give me flex direction. I will cover flex in more details in a separate video, but I will here select to be in a row, and that give me this option. And I will give him some gap, this 10 as a gap between the two buttons, and I will also add some margin button below those two buttons, and I will copy this button group and assign it to my style. So the style here will get, this view will get that style that I just created. Button group, there we go. And now those two buttons, in order to give them some label so I could see what those buttons has, I will give them attribute called title. So the title for the first button will be increase, to make sure this is add one number to my to the counter, and the second one will be decrease. Another title in here, and this is going to be decrease. And if I save right now and check the output, here we go. This is exactly what I'm expecting to see. I'm expecting to see two buttons, and this is the number, this is the variable, the current count. Beautiful. But now clicking on those buttons had no action because I don't have any attribute called onPress to add some logic when this button clicked. So I will go ahead and add here onPress to pass some logic, which is a function or a logic that will be implemented when this button clicked. Basically, I should pass here inline function, and this inline function has this style, open and closing parentheses, and I will add the body of this function after this arrow symbol. And here I could write whatever code or whatever logic done when this button is clicked, right? That's perfect. And I will do the exact same thing for my other button, which is here onPress, and pass the logic. I will add it as well for decrease. Basically, those two buttons will update this number. So this number is now an integer. So the first increase will say here number, I will say here plus equal 1. And for the second function, it's also going to do the same thing, which is number plus minus equal 1, right? So if I save here and see, that's my battery, so I can here check that number is read only. In the moment when I'm trying to click decrease, I got this error which has said number is read only because it's constant. So I will definitely go ahead and change it to var, so it's not constant. Right now if I click, it has no error, but at the same time it has also no update. So what's wrong with my logic? I will here try to console this number. Console.log is a function that I can try to see the output of this number in my console, and I will try it here for both for those two functions. I can see this number here in the terminal where I have my applications running, and now I can here open this, increase, and as you could see, I can see here the number increased and decreased, but nothing here updated in my in the UI. And the same thing also happened in my browser. So if I click here for inspect, check inspect, I can see the console in my in this tab, and I can here click decrease, and I see the number decreased, and increase, the number increased, but nothing updated in here. And the reason behind that is that this number is a very normal integer, and integers mean it is not going to change the application state. This number is updating in the runtime, and updating in runtime, adding 1 or subtracting 1 during the button click means this function should change the UI. Changing the UI, which is changing this text value, means this number is a state variable, not a very normal integer variable. So this variable should not be an integer, a normal integer variable. It should be a state, and a state variable means a variable that will re-render this object or this component, I mean here this app function, every time this value change, because this is exactly what should happen. Every time this value change, when I click increase, the number should be updated, and I should see an updated text instead of 0 here, and that's considered a state variable. And this is a hook from React Native, and I will use it like this. I need this number to, I need here two things, this number, and I will also add a function to update this number. So we will create it like this, set number, and here I'm initializing the number, and I also React Native provide this hook to update the value right away. And I will here use the hook useState hook, useState, and this useState, as you could notice guys, imported right away from React. And I will here also provide the initial values, which in my case I will start from 0. So this useState in here as a hook give me two things. I initially have this integer number, and I have a function to update this integer number. This update is not a normal update. This update will re-render this component every time this number updated. So I will come to here, and instead of simply update this number by adding 1 to it, I will use a useState function, or set number in my case, to update the value. So set number, and the new number is number plus 1. And in this case, calling this state function in here will cause this number to be updated and the object to, or the state to re-render, right? The component to re-render. And I will do the same thing in here, but this time it's going to be subtraction, and set number to be number minus 1. And if I try right now to save this function and check this one more time, I will try here to see, and I could, as you see guys here, I got this values increased, and in here it is decreased, perfectly fine. And also in my terminal, in my browser, if I refresh, I could here see the values updated in the browser, in the console, and also in my browser as expected after using this useState hook, from React. So this is a React feature. For example, if I update here, if I start here from 10 and save, I will see my values start from 10 and increased and decreased. So I can here do whatever I want, and if I refresh here, it will start from 10 because we set that as an initial value for my value. Running this app in iOS simulator, I tried to run it on Android and I got this error. Failed to install this application due to insufficient storage. That means the emulator that I had no enough space to do the installation, and I to solve this problem I deleted a couple of applications. So I deleted some of those and free some space on this emulator. Now I can run this app on the emulator. If I click A here, the app should run exactly as was expected, and I could here type in this text. As you could see, I got here the keyboard, which I could close it and open it. If I click here in this enter your email, the keyboard will pop up. So if I try here Rania, and now it's here we go, I could write at because I got the email type, and I could also close it. And same here, I can increase and decrease the values because this is a state variable, and the terminal in here, and here we go, my terminal shows those values as well, right? So -1, -2, I could here see the values in my terminal updated every time. And my other emulator, my other simulator where I see the values, I cannot see them in the same terminal because my app run in a different two terminals. So I should go to the terminal where my application run on iOS. Here I should see 7, so increase, and that's exactly correct. And for my Android emulator, I should go to the other terminal where I could follow the update in here, right? So this is perfect, and this is exactly what we need to build in today's application, an app that run in Android emulator and iOS simulators that use basic JavaScript component. In this project we used style sheet, text, view image, text input, and a button. And we also use useState hook from React to update the UI during runtime. And this is the core things of React Native.